friends, welcome back to the Craft Castle. My name is Ashley, and not only am I a full-time crafter, but I also own my own cardstock company. And recently, I just launched 7 new plain cardstock colors. Before we get into the colors that launched on my cardstock warehouse, I want to talk about the project that we're going to be working on today, because this project is one of the most popular projects that cardstock crafters are making right now. And that is these really cute rolled flowered picture framed shadow boxes. Didn't this thing turn out so stinking cute? I'm going to show you how to make this. And it's going to be really easy and really quick. You're going to be able to get this done less than 30 minutes. I absolutely love projects that don't take a long time, but the end result ends up looking absolutely fabulous. And so this project is going to be one of those. In this shadow box, I am using all of my plain cardstock found in my cardstock warehouse. There is a little bit of mirror silver in there, and I'm using 2 of the new colors that I just launched. The first color is going to be this goldenrod color. It is absolutely gorgeous. And the second new color is this tan brown right here. Oh, these 2 colors right here are my absolute favorite within the line. These are the colors that just launched over my cardstock warehouse, and aren't they absolutely gorgeous? They're phenomenal, y'all. So the colors that just launched are obviously going to be your tan brown and your goldenrod yellow, but the other colors on here is seafoam green, pine green, deep blue, dusty blue, and pewter blue. And oh my goodness, am I in love. But I do have to tell you, these 2 colors right here are some of the hardest colors that you can find, and they are absolutely gorgeous. So we're gonna play with my favorite shades of the entire new line. Now, I do need to know though, do you also have a favorite here, and which color is going to be your favorite? Now, I did tell you that this project is going to be super easy, and that's because I've already created the SVG file and it's already loaded within my cardstock warehouse. So you want to go and pick up that SVG file so we can craft together. The colors that we're going to be using for today's project is bubblegum pink, mirror silver, goldenrod yellow, tan, and then just a little sheet of black. I do want to note that the reason why I love my mirror silver is it is reflective. This is straight up like a mirror. But the cool thing about this is that the back is white. So when we roll our flowers, most craft stores, when you get the mirror cardstocks, they're gonna have a brown backing to it, and mine has white. So when you roll flowers, you are only going to see the white that comes throughout instead of brown. So it does make the finishing look so amazing. Now, I do suggest getting a hot glue gun. I absolutely love my hot glue gun because it has an adjustable temp. I never have burnt fingertips. So when we're rolling flowers, oftentimes you are putting your fingertips really close to where you're using your hot glue. My hot glue gun has a precision tip on the end, but also I can adjust the temp down lower. So even if I go and glue onto my piece of paper, once I put my finger on top of it, even if I just set down the hot glue, my fingers aren't burning because I adjusted the temp down on my glue gun. Now, I really wish that I could find an adjustable heat temp gun that was cordless, because that would be a maker's dream right there. If anyone can invent that, please let me know and I will be your first customer. Now, to roll flowers, the easiest way to do this is just to get a long, hard stick of some sort. This could be a Q-tip, it could be a wooden dowel. You're gonna need something to assist you on rolling the flowers. That said, if you want to kind of get fancy, there's 2 other options here. This is going to be my favorite, and it looks like this, and I will show you how to use that in a little bit. But these things right here are super cheap. The other thing, if you have one at home, don't run out and buy one if you don't have it, is one of these. This right here is actually a lot of fun to use when rolling flowers. Now I do have to say, it does get kind of loud in the craft room when you are rolling flowers with this thing. So I'm actually only going to be using this right here because I actually really like this thing. But like I said, if you have a battery operated screw gun, use that because it's going to make that project go even faster. All right, y'all, first things first, we need to head over to the computer and upload our SVG file into Cricut Design Space. I'm going to show you how to customize it to your liking, and then we are going to cut, assemble, and then the project's going to be over. It is honestly one of the easiest projects that you'll make, and the final results are absolutely fabulous. Let's go. very first thing you want to do is head over to my Cardstock warehouse, and where to find the digital downloads is over in the Craft Essentials, and then you're going to select digital downloads. You're going to find the digital download. Then what you want to do is just press add to cart. Now you do want to check out the description of the video for a very special coupon code for all of my YouTube viewers. Once you have checked out, what you need to do is open up a blank window in Cricut Design Space, and you're going to press new project. Then what you need to do is come over here to upload and press upload image. You're going to find that downloaded SVG file that I created, and we are going to drag and drop it into Cricut Design Space. You can rename this file if you wanted to, and then all you need to do is press upload. Then what you want to do is press on the uploaded SVG file and then press add to canvas. Then what you want to do is right click and press ungroup. So this file right here is set to fit the size box that I have purchased from Amazon. Now, if you do not have an 8-inch box, what you need to do is come over here into shapes and insert a square. You want to resize this square to the box size that you have. Measure the inside portion of your shadow box. Then what you want to do is come over here from basic cut and go down to guide, and then we are going to arrange this to the back. We're going to put this over here to the right. Now everything inside of this box is going to be what can fit into your shadow box. So what we want to do is select everything. We want that cut out, but also all the rolled flowers. Make sure that you're locked up here, and we want to resize this pencil to fit inside this box. If you resize this pencil and it is too large to fit inside your box, then your final project isn't going to fit in the shadow box that you've purchased. So you want to make sure that whatever size you make your pencil cutout fits inside the box that we just created. When you're done resizing your pencil and all the rolled flower cutouts, you can click out of your file. Then what I'm going to do is selecting my pencil, and I'm just going to put this inside my box, and I'm going to arrange this to where I think that it's going to look good inside my box. This is going to give you a visual of what your final project is going to look like. Now, if you wanted to, it's not included in this file, but if you wanted to add some sort of personalization, like a vinyl decal on top, because that is ultra popular with shadow boxes, since I pay for Cricut Access, I just go over here into images, and then in the search field, you can put in like teacher sayings and press return. And all of these teacher sayings are going to pop up. You can choose one if you wanted to. If you wanted to leave it blank, you totally could do that too. Okay, so I actually like this design right here. So I'm just gonna press this plus sign and then press view. Okay, I want to turn this to a white vinyl. So I'm just gonna click this black square and I'm going to click on white. And I'm going to resize this to fit inside our shadow box. So when we are done making our shadow box, what you're going to see is that pencil cut out, and it actually is going to be all these rolled flowers. And then we are going to layer this white vinyl decal on top of your frame for your shadow box. When you like the look of what you see right here, all you need to do is take this guide and delete it. You don't need it anymore. Then what you want to do is make sure and save your project and then press make. So the one thing that I don't love about Cricut Design Space is that it loves to waste material. And if you can tell over here on map 4 that we actually have a lot of empty space right here and then 2 extra flowers on map 5. So what Cricut is saying is that we're going to need 2 sheets of cardstock. However, I know that these 2 pieces are going to fit on map 4. So what I'm going to do is select both. I'm going to drag and select both of these flower cutouts. I'm just going to put it over here in the corner. I'm going to press these 3 dots and press move object. And I'm going to click on the other pink flower mat and press confirm. Now all I'm going to do is rearrange these so my cutouts are not touching. Now you can see that all of my 6 flower cutouts will fit on one 12-inch piece of cardstock, and I do not need this mat 5. So instead of using 2 pieces of cardstock, we're only using 1. So you're going to want to do that for all of your colors and all of your mats because you definitely don't want to waste on material. When you have that done, all you want to do is press continue. Now what you want to do is pull out all your cardstock that you're going to be using for this project. I always like to pull all the cardstock that I'm going to be using and put them in order of which it looks like on my screen. So like mat 1 for me is going to be the mirror silver, so I'm going to do that. The second mat is going to be my vinyl, so I'm going to put that in the second slot. The third is black, and so on. Then what I like to do is just stack it all up, place it underneath my Cricut. Then what you want to do is press continue on your computer, and you want to cut out all of the cardstock and vinyl that you're going to be using for this project. To roll your flowers, you're going to want to plug in your hot glue gun and make sure that is nice and warm. What you want to do now is taking your pieces of cardstock that we cut out for the shape of the pencil, and you want to glue those onto the larger pencil piece. So I'm going to start at the very top and do the eraser. To make this easy on ourselves, I'm just going to be using hot glue for this entire project. So this is our cute little pencil cutout. What you want to do at this point is start rolling your flowers. I would suggest getting a tool like this. What you do is you take this end, the very end. We're not going to take this end. We're going to take this very end, and there is like a slit in this little holder thing. You want to put the cardstock inside of that slit so it holds the piece of paper. Then what you want to do just for the very first couple of turns is you want to push in on the paper, and you're going to create like a really tight roll. See how the inside of that's like tightly rolling? You want to tightly roll your cardstock. Now you don't want to tug on your cardstock as you're rolling because it will rip. So you want to make sure that you're just tightly rolling, keeping this nice and tight, but don't tug on your cardstock. Okay, you can keep using the tool to keep rolling if you wanted, or you could slip it out, like holding it with your fingers and then slip it out. And then you can roll it with your fingers the rest of the way. I find that doing it like this is a little bit quicker. However, when you do it like this, you have a tendency to pull on your cardstock and then you could rip it. So you just want to make sure that you don't rip the cardstock. You don't want to tug too hard on the cardstock. Okay, when you have it all the way rolled up and you have just this little circle thing at the very end sticking out, then what you want to do is cover the entire area with hot glue. I would suggest using hot glue because it just dries really quick and you don't have to hold it for too long. I love mine because it's adjustable temp. So although I just put it on there, I'm going to be able to stick my finger down in there and I'm not going to have any blisters or burns on my finger, which is great. Now the back side of your flower is going to look ugly. See how like that's not cute, right? But it's okay because you are going to glue this down. No one's ever going to see it. You want to keep rolling your flowers until you're finished with all the flowers that you're going to use. When you have all of your flowers rolled, I would not fluff them up yet because we want to make sure that we get them nice and tight inside our cutout. That being said, the reason why I always do a background of the full cutout is if we were to stack these just like you would on top of your cutout, on the back, you're going to be able to see the holes of like my table, right? Now, if you were to put this into your picture frame, you're going to be able to see the background of the picture frame. And while it still is cute, the background is kind of distracting from the rolled flowers. So if you give the background the same color as your flowers, it's really going to make the flowers pop. So now what you want to do, remember, before we get our flowers fluffed up, I am going to put a little dab of glue on the actual flower, and I'm going to put this on the corner of my cutout. I'm going to let that dry. Then what I'm going to do is take another cutout, another rolled flower, and I'm going to put that on the next side over here. You want to make sure and make your lines pretty straight so it doesn't get really wonky on you. Now I'm just going to go to the middle. Because I only did 3 across, it's not going to be too difficult to go left, right, middle. Okay, now with your first row completely dry, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my second row, and I am going to push it up against my first row. You want to make sure your first row is dry because that is going to be your base row, and then you're going to be able to smush all the other rows together. So doing the same thing as I did before, we did the left first, now I'm going to go to the right, putting a little bit of glue, and I'm just going to push it up against my first row. Then we're going to go to the middle, put a glue on your rolled flower, and pushing it up against that row. You can see that as I do that, you're going to be able to see the background, but the background is pink, so it all just really looks good. Okay, you still don't want to fluff. Now we're going to take our next color, because that is the silver, and you're going to bump this up next to your second row. And you want to make sure that this is nice and tight. It's okay if it starts to roll on you, because we're going to glue it down to our backer of our picture frame, and then it won't roll on you. But you just want to make sure everything is nice and tight. All of your flowers, if you're doing a design just like this, they're going to line up nice and straight. Okay, so this is what your pencil cutout is going to look like when it's all glued down on there. You can see that it's curling a little bit. That's okay, because we're going to tack it onto our back of our picture frame. Now, if you wanted to, what you could do at this point, you want to make sure that your flowers are glue. The glue is nice and dry before you do this, but you can just fluff up your flowers a little bit. I like doing it when they're already glued, because then you know where to fluff them. Okay, then we're gonna just set that over to the side, and then we are going to weed out our piece of vinyl. When you're done weeding out, then you want to just take a little bit of transfer tape, and you want to put it onto your decal, giving it a nice good squeegee, and then you're going to trim away the excess. Taking your shadow box, you want to open it, and we want to make sure that this right here is going to be our bottom of our frame. So when we turn this over, this is the bottom. Now my picture frames have a white backer, so I'm not going to do anything more with it. I just want to make sure it's nice and straight, and then I'm going to put this onto the backer, but I want to make sure that it's going to look really good, and you want to make sure, because this is important, that it's nice and straight. Okay, when you like the look of where you're going to put it, you want to turn this over, and you are going to put hot glue down the entire backer of your pencil cutout. Okay, then you want to move quick, because we did use hot glue, and you're going to put this down, pressing that down onto your backer, and see, when I did that, it laid nice and flat. That's exactly what we wanted. And I think I ended up doing placement that was a really good placement. Now you could fluff up your flowers again if you needed to fill in some gaps, but if you cut out that pencil cutout, you shouldn't need to fluff it up too much, because the color is definitely popping through the spaces of your flowers. Okay, for my picture frames, they have like this piece of plastic on both sides of the picture frame. You're going to take off the plastic. Try not to touch it with your fingers, because otherwise you're going to have fingerprints on the inside of your plastic. And then we're going to flip this over. So cute. Okay, so this is going to be our bottom. So I want to put this back into my frame so it's not hanging upside down. Okay, the frame looks good. So cute. This is like turning out so cute. Okay, taking your vinyl decal, what you want to do is take off the white portion of your decal. Split these two, and you're going to roll away the white portion. Okay, so once you have your masking tape peeled off, then all you want to do is just try and center this as best as possible onto your picture frame. Then once you have it pressed on there, then you just want to peel away your masking tape, leaving your vinyl decal on your frame. Look at how cute that is. Didn't this project just turn out so stinking cute? Now I do have to be honest with you, and maybe you can agree with me or not. You're gonna have to let me know. But now that I've added the vinyl on top of the shadow box, I feel like it's too distracting for the rolled pencil. It's almost like we did all that work about making a really cute rolled pencil cutout for the inside of the shadow box, And now the vinyl just takes away from all of that. You can hardly see the cute little rolled flower pencil. I should have just left it naked. What do you think? Do you think that I should have, or do you like it like this? Let me know in the comments of this video. All right, y'all, I sure hope you found that this project was super easy to make. And if you end up making this project, send me your pictures. I want to see your finished product because they seriously make me so happy when I see your finished projects of the videos that I post. I sure hope I inspired you to create, y'all, and I'll see you later.